What if the only person capable of protecting you from a living nightmare is a cold-blooded, morally black psychopath who stalks your every move and completely despises you for shattering his heart years ago? For Stacey Rhodes, survival has become a quiet, agonizing daily battle as she remains trapped under the violent, suffocating control of her abusive stepbrother, entirely unaware that her every step is being watched from the pitch-black shadows by Kade Mitchell, her brother's former best friend, and the boy who once laid his entire soul at her feet. Years ago, Kade was an emotionally detached teenager who checked himself into therapy and meticulously trained his own brain to mimic human emotions just to be the safe haven Stacey deserved. But a catastrophic, unexplained betrayal permanently shattered their secret bond, driving Kade directly into the brutal, lawless depths of the criminal underworld. Twisted by unresolved trauma and a blinding, vengeful fury, Kade has spent the last 2 years operating as a lethal ghost, relentlessly tracking Stacey from afar and systematically eliminating anyone who dared to get close to her with an unhinged, violent philosophy. If he can't have her, no one else can. When Kade is granted a brief, temporary window of freedom from the lethal syndicate holding him captive, he returns to his hometown like a destructive hurricane, utterly unrecognizable from the protective boy he once was, and driven by a toxic, ravenous urge to reclaim her by breaking every moral rule he ever set for himself. What erupts between them is a volatile, pitch-black whirlwind of forced proximity, breathtaking pining, and an electric, hate-fueled physical chemistry that completely overrides Kade's resentment and Stacey's paralyzing guilt. As dual timelines beautifully contrast the pure, heartbreaking innocence of their teenage first love with the jagged, dangerous edge of their toxic present reality, Stacey must navigate her own path from victim to survivor, while Kade battles to maintain his fracturing grip on sanity. Every forbidden encounter becomes a high-stakes psychological war where protection blurs into extreme possession, leaving listeners entirely breathless as Kade weaponizes his terrifying dark obsession to tear down Stacey's abusers while swearing he will never forgive her for the past. The audiobook version transforms this viral TikTok sensation dark romance into an incredibly visceral and intensely claustrophobic auditory experience, utilizing brilliant dual narration to plunge listeners directly into the dark, chaotic labyrinth of Kade's psychopathic, possessive inner monologue and Stacey's raw, emotionally bruised, yet resilient spirit. Every low, threatening whisper from the narrator will make your skin tingle, and every explosive confrontation will leave your pulse pounding as the narrative hurtles toward a brutal, mind-bending cliffhanger that leaves their souls entirely exposed. Leigh Rivers delivers an absolute masterclass in indie dark contemporary romance, weaving a devastatingly emotional, graphic, and relentlessly gripping story of trauma, absolute possession, and ruinous desire that hooks you by the throat from the very first content warning and refuses to let go.